not invite them over for dinner, that's for sure, because we only use primarily garlic and onions in pretty much every single one of our dishes. Now, of course, you can make anything without onions and garlic. But if you're coming to my house, you're gonna be eating a lot of garlic and a lot of onions. It's super good for you. Yeah, kitchen tour, you're right. Erika, we need to do a new kitchen tour.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll do it.
What's the best summer pasta? So to me, I love to cook with fresh ingredients that are in season because they are loaded with a lot more vitamins and minerals. And I think that for the summer, you have, all your vegetables that you can get your hands on that have grown in the sun. And I would just do like a really cold, fresh vegetable pasta. And if you love like adding cheeses to it, you can slice the mozzarella in. You can make a fresh pesto with basil. You can add the zucchini and anything else, the peppers, and you can have it cold, hot. I love vegetables. Like, it's probably, I eat 30 to 40 variety of plants and herbs and grains in a week. That's a lot.
I want to know something about vampire personality.
Did someone ask? No.
No, it's me.
But you need to read the questions.
I know, but I think it's important.
Erika's gonna read and is gonna find the 3 most asked questions on this live because I'm not reading the comments right now. And I'm going to answer like live 3 top incredible questions. Vegetables in US don't taste like Europe. Having said that, guess what? I have found that there is a lot of agricultural resources and a lot of great farmers within the United States. And they really care for the soil and they put a lot of love and into, regenerating the soil. And some of the vegetables that I've tasted from these locations are incredibly flavorful, believe it or not. All is not lost. What is my favorite thing to cook? Probably making a lasagna. Not only I love making lasagna because it's a family affair and I include as many people as possible to making the fresh pasta sheets, to making the meat sauce, to like assembling it together. But it's also, I think, extremely satisfying. It's like Nonna's hug. And it's, I don't know. I love it cold as well. So yes, I eat in the summer too, because I'm that kind of person.
I have a question for you. The top ingredients you cannot live without, Aura asked.
Extra virgin olive oil. Because I put it everywhere. As you know, extra virgin olive oil is the oil that Italians use to season pretty much everything. I mean, we use it to stir fry, we use it cold, we use it to make appetizers, we even top the dishes at the end with raw, uncooked olive oil. And especially the good stuff, okay? So when I look for an olive oil, I look for something that is being cold pressed, that comes from one location, and it's, wherever I can, organic, so that there's no pesticides used and stuff like that. And I just load my food up.
Alina Scream, she wanna know your lipstick.
Oh.
The brand of your lipstick.
Okay, so this lipstick, the red, because everybody asks me, so I actually create these reds that vary sometimes because I use 3 different types of reds, but I primarily use an orange coral color from Hermes. They have a line of lipstick which is matte and it's orange, and then I line it up with NARS. I have 2. Don't Stop by NARS is like a lipstick. No, it's not. It's like a lip tint. And then Light My Fire, which is a really bright, warm red. Don't Stop is more bluish, and Light My Fire is more warm, like coral. So I create these different shades of red, and that's why I think everybody loves it, because it's my own type of red. One day I should make a lipstick, right? Because sometimes the coral reds are too coral, and the reds that are bluish are too, you know, I don't know. They don't fit my skin color.
Favorite vegetable?
Broccoli rab. I think that so my family has a broccoli rab farm, you know, not one, but several. So ever since we were little, my brother and I would go down south 3 months, 4 months out of the year, pretty much the summer and the Christmas and the Easter holidays. So we're talking about 4 months, 4.5 months out of the year spending in the region of Campania. And so eating all sorts of, you know, freshly grown by our families produce. And one of the things that we use everywhere in the soup, on the sandwiches, as a side dish, in the lasagna, in whichever way you possibly could, is broccoli rab. So I'm very happy that in the United States, I can get the broccoli rab at Whole Foods and even Publix in Florida, and it tastes quite good. Now, not as good as the one in the south of Italy, because they have an extra kick of almost spiciness in the south of Italy, but they're not bad, I have to say. They're not bad. And so, Erika, how many times do we cook the broccoli rab? We even do pastina broth.
3-4 times a week.
Ma non esagerare
Beh,
adesso.
I cook broccoli.
Okay, so at least a few times during the week we make
Yes.
broccoli rab. I mean, the darker the leafy greens, the higher the content of nutrition. I mean, they have a lot of vitamins and iron and incredible minerals, and I just love it.
Many people from German. Say hi to German.
Oh, I'm so excited because I got go and get the German book. We got the pasta queen translated in German.
The first cookbook.
The first cookbook that I ever made was just recently launched in Germany. Look at this.
Can you read, Nadia, in German?
I don't know how to read German. 100 Rezepte und Geschichten aus Italien. I wish I knew what it said, but I cannot figure it out. But look how beautiful. This is so, I mean, I'm so excited. This is a German translated pasta queen cookbook. They even made a new cover for it. It's so pretty. Just like you. So yes, so we've got the Germany. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for all the support. I really love, I actually been to Germany a lot because my grandmother on my mother's side, she fell in love with a gentleman 45 years ago from Munich. So he was my adoptive grandfather, and they stayed together, you know, until she passed. And you know, we had the best Christmas cookies ever. And I got to go to Munich a lot and had the best dumpling soups and schnitzel and beer ever that I've ever had. I mean, the food in Bavaria is so good.
I have a good question.
What is it?
What the best things
Ciao Milano!
What's the best things that happened to you this year?
The best thing that has happened to me this year.
The best.
I think the best thing that I feel was incredible, that made me the happiest, is be able to share the way I cook with all of you through my pasta sauces. So just designing this, which is taken from a shot from my new cookbook, Dispose, and then it was created and illustrated with my pasta sauces that are now available across the United States. Now I know that these sauces should really be all over the world, and we are with the food manufacturer, we're working on that. And of course, being based in the US, the US came first, but I really want to be able to bring these sauces all over the world. But this was such a joyful moment for me because I released 5 different sauces. Some of my most incredible, like the lemon temptress. And I feel that because they have 0 sugar, 0 artificial coloring or flavorings, and really the top finest ingredients we could put together, I feel it's such a great thing to share with all of you, because it's a little bit of what I do in my kitchen and on my social media, and to be able to share with all of you, I think it made me so happy.
What's the best Italian region?
The region where I'm from, I would rate the Rome region, which is called Lazio, my top favorite because of the intensity in which they use the ingredients and the flavorfulness of the dishes. It's really earthy and rich. Of course, my dad is from Campania, and I grew up eating buffalo mozzarella and the best produce, and the best pasta comes from that region. The wheat is amazing, the water is amazing there. The stuff that grows in the volcanic areas of Italy, I feel it's so much more flavorful than anywhere else because of the volcanic ashes that give so much mineral to the soil in which that produce grows. It's just so much more flavorful. So I would say Lazio, Campania, but also, let me tell you, I am obsessed with Emilia-Romagna, so we're talking about Modena, we're talking about Bologna. I spent a good amount of time there at the end of last year, and not only the people are really, really nice, but it is the region where most of the ingredients that are used all over the world, and these include Parmigiano Reggiano, balsamic vinegar, prosciutto, mortadella, coppa, pancetta. I mean, we're talking about some serious ingredients that are used in everybody on planet Earth's cooking because they're so lovely and so incredibly flavorful, come from one region, and that's Emilia-Romagna. And I don't wanna, obviously ditch or diss on Rome because it's my favorite town all over the world. But Emilia-Romagna's food and earthiness as well. I mean, think about the tortellini, the tagliatelle, the ravioli, I mean, the lasagne. I mean, they all come from there. They're incredible. The egg pasta, the concept of the egg pasta and the tradition, it's incredible.
Voglio vedere ingredients, Nadia.
Yeah. Ingredients. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Ingredients.
What inspires pasta queen to create a pasta dish?
Well, first of all, I think I've talked about this before because ever since I was a little kid, I love imagining and dreaming about things. So I learned to imagine what something would taste like. And because I've tasted so many different ingredients, I can actually imagine in my mind, before I even make a dish, what the ingredients together will taste like and how much of each should go and what everything combined will actually taste like. So before I even create a dish, I already created it in my mind, with even almost the exact amount of quantities of each ingredient. So I think it's what I love to dream about that I then transform into a dish.
Parmigiano o pecorino?
Guys, this is okay. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest, even though pecorino is used for cacio e pepe and carbonara and amatriciana, which are three most iconic Roman dishes that I should be putting on a pedestal over anything else. But Parmigiano Reggiano is just so much more nutty and comforting to me. And I eat it in chunks anytime, really. If you are lactose intolerant, which I am, I know it's kind of weird. I'm Italian, but I was born that way, lactose intolerant. And I didn't know until I was 35 when I did, a test on it. But both Parmigiano Reggiano and Pecorino Romano are virtually lactose free. Why? Because they're aged cheeses. The longer that Parmigiano stays and it ages, the lesser and lesser the lactose there is, because the enzymes are like processing it out and eating and surviving on that, And basically, if you're really lactose intolerant like me, then you should really get the longer and the more aged Parmigiano, 24, 36, even more, 36 months that is. And then you're basically safe. Like, it's not gonna bother you. Like, I can eat that and it doesn't bother me at all.
Where can we find the lemon cheesecake recipe?
So very interesting. We do have a newsletter which we send out on a weekly basis, where we actually send out with a 2-week delay all the recipes you see that are new on social. They come out on a special weekly newsletter that you can sign up on my website, www.thepastaqueen.cooking. And now the recipes in my new cookbook, though, they will never come out on a newsletter. Why? Because otherwise, why would you buy my cookbook? So this cookbook has recipes that I've never, written out, sent out on newsletters. Like, they are very special to me, and they are specific and book specific, and you can pre-order it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere where books are sold online, you can pre-order it now. But yeah, this weekly newsletter has primarily a selected few recipes that you see on social, which is nothing to do with my new cookbook. So what you're getting in a new cookbook, you're not getting anywhere else.
What's the secret for the perfect aglio olio in peperoncino?
The pasta. So the type of spaghetto has to be artisanal, in my opinion. The best is bronze dyed, which basically means that it is gone through an extruding process with a bronze dye, which creates this rough surface, and it's slow dried. So it means, it dries very slowly at low temperature. So the pasta, the starch, the protein, the structure of that pasta is whole, it's easier to digest, it tastes better, it releases the starch, it makes the aglio olio even creamier. Of course, the ingredients primarily, extra virgin olive oil, you gotta use the best, because if The sauce is all about the extra virgin olive oil and the garlic and the chili pepper. Sometimes we can even add some pecorino or parmigiano if we wish. They gotta be top, because that's the secret to make a very simple pasta dish, is to have the 3 to 4 ingredients being the top. That changes the entire game.
Ciao alla Francia.
Ciao Francia!
France. What's the most recommended recipe?
Of all, the most I love these absolute questions. What is your favorite recipe of all time? This is probably a question that I will never be able to answer fully, because I am obsessed with food. So when I think of food, I think about at least, right off the top of my head, 25 dishes that I couldn't live. So my top 3 dishes, tortellini, but the real classic recipe, which is also in my cookbook, by the way. Tortellini, absolutely, in broth. Tortellini with a special meat filling that is authentic to the region of Emilia-Romagna, okay? Lasagna, tortellini, and look at this. I'm going to the Emilia-Romagna region, and now I need to include Rome. And puttanesca. Mamma mia, I would live off of puttanesca pasta, because the capers, the anchovies, the olives, I'm obsessed with tomatoes. Like, I couldn't live without tomatoes. It's just impossible. I was made of tomatoes.
How many dishes on your cookbook?
In my new cookbook, in this cookbook,
Okay.
so there is over 100 recipes. More than 100 delicious recipes from the pasta queen. This cookbook will transport you to the heart of the Mediterranean. Just gorgeous. So, why are your tomatoes so acidic? Who can answer this question in the next 2 minutes before I give the answer? Let's see, Erica, I'll have a look if anybody can answer. Why are tomatoes so acidic? Why do you have to use sugar, baking soda, baking powder, whatever? I've seen things. I've seen honey in the tomato sauces. I mean, what's happening here? Okay, so listen. Someone got close. Someone said soil. Yes, of course. Of course the soil in which it grows. But really, how are these things grown? Are they grown artificially? Have they grown to full ripeness? So imagine someone canning, jarring tomatoes, right? And they jar them when they have grown in artificial lighting and they're not even ripe yet. Of course they're gonna be acidic. And they maybe put citric acid in the tomatoes just to add some preservatives for good measures. Well, they're gonna change the structure. Tomatoes are best eaten when they are in season, which is obviously the summer, full beam sun. But guess what? There's also amazing companies, and you should try 2 or 3, which can tomatoes or jar tomatoes. Make sure it's BPA free, canned tins. If you're doing the canning, I try to do the glass jars. But they have to have been caught, picked at the height of summer, at the height of their ripeness, and jarred like the nonnas do. For, in the summer, there is a whole process, especially in the south of Italy, where this happens in the families, no? We just cook the tomatoes and then they get jarred, they get like, sealed and stuff like that. But there's a lot of great companies that are actually taking care of catching, picking the tomatoes as they're running from the tree and jarring them at the perfect ripeness, and obviously grown with the sun. So of course, it's gonna be different if something is grown in a, closed artificial environment. It's not gonna have the same flavor. And also the location. Try to go down south, where there's a lot of land, a lot of volcanic soil, a lot of great sun. You're gonna go safe. You know what I mean?
Announcement.
Now, guys, there's gonna be an incredible announcement in about 2 to 3 weeks on social. I'm telling you something that you've never heard before. This is not something I'm selling. This is not a new product. This is something big. And I want you to try to answer in the next 5 minutes. Erika is taking notes and screenshots of your user handle. If you guess, which of course we're not gonna say who guessed it now, but if you guess the right announcement, we will contact you privately on DM, of course, needs to be confidential, and I'll be sending you a special gift basket from me to you because you guessed it. I just want to launch this game. This is something that's coming in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm gonna announce on social. Now, if you guess it now, and Erika is taking notes of the user handle, Erika and I will contact you privately because I can't announce it like this. I'm not allowed yet. And because you guessed it, you will be getting a special gift from me. Just because it's summertime and my birthday is in August. I don't even know what that has anything to do with it, but who cares? Why don't we celebrate? And celebrate more often. Celebrate every day something amazing. I love celebrating. Italians are known for celebrating whenever they can. Have you noticed when you go to Italy, they're all just celebrating. They're just laughing and giggling and eating the best food and, drinking coffee and wine.
Qualcuno ci ha preso,
Someone guessed. Erika just told me that someone guessed it. You have now been screen captured.
White Fire Formula fa il compleanno in August 26.
Mine is August 27. My birthday is on August 27. Who thought that I was a Leo and answered on the poll on Instagram stories that I was a Leo when I'm a Virgo? I'm Virgo, and I know that it might look that I'm a Leo because of my dramaticness, but I'm actually Virgo, and people that are around me know very well because they complain a lot, including Erika, who's also Virgo. So it's like 2 Virgos in the kitchen. We drive each other insane. Virgo, sorry. Why?
Sì, passa con YouTube channel. We have it.
August 23rd, Virgo. So now, okay, so Erika and I were thinking about it because she's a September Virgo and I'm an August Virgo. So we're thinking.
Virgo are very fussy and picky, which is great.
Esatto. No, but listen to this. Listen to our theory. We have a conspiracy theory, Erika and I, because she's a September Virgo and I'm an August Virgo. Am I different because I'm closer to Leo having been born on the 27th of August, I was supposed to be Leo, but I ended up being Virgo. I don't get it. Because sometimes I feel like a Leo, but I'm also extremely Virgo. Virgo characteristics. Like, I have checklists for everything. Everything in my life is a checklist.
Many Virgo.
Yeah, so I have checklists for everything. Like tomorrow I'm taking my kids to a bioluminescence tour in Florida, which we're gonna go with the kayaks at night and see the plankton in the water lit up. And I have a 55-step checklist and I'm driving everybody insane. And you don't even want to know whenever I have to shoot a recipe, the checklist that I have 3 different checklists and I have a whole workflow with checks and a notification system. There is like 10 people on the workflow. I mean, I'm completely obsessed with workflows and checklists. I cannot be a Leo. I think they would say the star sign is correct, Erika. Yeah.
Quindi se hanno qualche domanda prima che finiamo?
So we're about to wrap up. We have 5 minutes of live left. Not live. Not shout, yeah. What question? Ask me a question I will answer in the next 5 minutes. Maybe 2 questions. Erika, can you check which are the most interesting questions that are coming up? Who is Erika? Erika, fatti vedere.
Non sono presentabile.
Da lontano!
Mi metto la manina.
Da qua dietro.
La manina così. Guarda.
Erika doesn't want to show up because Erika.
Non sono truccata.
Fai vedere i capelli. Look at Erika's hair, it's beautiful. Erika, no, 1 second. Come closer. Come closer. Guarda che belli i capelli di Erika. Look at this gorgeous hair. Wow, mazza che belli i capelli.
Certo. Sono vergine. Scusa.
So this is Erika's, even though she only showed her hair because she doesn't want to show. She didn't do her favorite makeup today, so she doesn't want to show up. But Erika is collecting. Ask me a question and I will answer in the next 5 minutes. We're ending the live at 4:45. We have 5 minutes. Mazza che calla, oh. How do we know the quality of canned jar tomatoes?
Ooh. Favorite song for summertime?
Favorite song? Love Fool. Bello. Ta, 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 ta.
What's your main inspiration?
My main inspiration.
Beh, Sofia, Vergara.
Ma aspetta, scusa un attimo, in che senso?
In generale.
My main inspiration? Well, whenever I do anything, I always think about like even when I'm cooking, when I'm saying something, when I'm dressing or whatever, I'm like, how can I make others more uplifted with this? So even like teaching a recipe, like how can I make it the simplest so that everybody can enjoy it, share it, make it. It's not like an unrealistic thing. Or when I dress the same, like, okay, how can I make another feel like, I don't know, happy with the colors I use or with the like the lines or whatever. Or when I say something, you know, that's why I think I invented the Just Gorgeous one-liner, because I like living with a positive, that inspires me. I like making others feel better. I like servicing others, and that's probably why my favorite thing to do is cooking, is because I create something for others. And I can enjoy it with others.
Ne ho una bella.
Vai.
What advice you will give to your younger self?
What advice I would give to my younger self? That's a great question. Do it now because you're gonna end up doing it anyways. Don't wait. You can do it. Meaning, I'm referring to something that I wanted to do as a kid. I wanted to be a theater performer, but I always thought this is not for me. I'm too, believe it or not, I was a little shy, and I thought I'm never gonna do that. And guess what? I ended up doing it anyways, ending up on TikTok and Instagram, and you think, you know, already in my 30s, and I was like, look at this, I could have started this 10 years ago, because look at this, I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do. So don't stall on what you want to do it sooner than later, as long as it's good. I mean, don't do anything crazy, as long as it's positive and it's inspiring, because if it is really your dream, you're gonna end up doing it at one point or another. Might as well start.
Okay, I think we have the last one.
Okay, the last question.
How do you pick a good quality pasta?
Usually my favorite pasta is from the south of Italy, so from Naples, but there's also some great Sicilian pasta. Again, the wheat is grown in volcanic soil areas, so it's a lot more powerful, nutritious. And I love the rough surface, so that would be a bronze-dyed artisanal pasta that has been slow-dried at low temperature. Why? It's more nutritious, it's easier to digest, it's more whole. You see, the color has to be that ivory color, not orange pasta. Orange pasta has been flash-dried at high temperature. There's no more nutrition, virtually none. It's very, very hard to digest. And it just looks bad. It's just, I mean, when something is not appealing at first sight, then something is wrong. Even with food. I love you guys. I love doing the live. Thank you so much for tuning in. And get my sauces at Walmart or online. If you don't want to walk to a Walmart because it's too far, make sure you order online. They also deliver at home. And my new cookbook, pre-order, available now, Amazon, and it's gonna be incredible, just like you all are. Ciao belli, ciao, 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 ciao bambina.